Have you ever had a big goal, something that genuinely excited you, and told absolutely nobody about it? No announcement. No social media post. No casual mention to friends or family. You just kept it completely to yourself and quietly worked toward it alone. Or maybe you know someone like that. Someone who seems to be building something, moving toward something, but they never say what it is. They deflect when asked. They smile and say nothing. Psychology says that behavior is not secretive. It is not antisocial. And it is definitely not a sign that the goal does not matter to them. In fact, it often means the exact opposite. Today we are going to break down the real psychology behind why some people never talk about their goals. Telling someone your goal gives your brain a false finish line. When you tell someone about a goal, your brain experiences a small but very real sense of completion. Psychologists call this a social reality. The moment you share your intention, your mind begins to treat it as partially done. A small hit of satisfaction arrives. And that satisfaction quietly reduces the drive to actually follow through. Researcher Peter Gallwitzer found that people who shared their goals were significantly less likely to put in the work compared to people who stayed quiet. The announcement felt like progress. But it was not. People who never talk about their goals have often learned this lesson the hard way. So they stopped sharing. Not because the goal became less important. Because it became too important to risk. They are protecting their dream from other people's doubt. Every goal is fragile in its early stages. It is still forming. Still finding its shape. And in that early stage, even a small amount of skepticism from someone else can be enough to crack it. Not because the person sharing the doubt is cruel. But because when a dream is new, it has not yet built enough internal evidence to defend itself against external challenge. People who keep their goals private understand this intuitively. The moment they say it out loud, they open it up to raised eyebrows and well-meaning but discouraging responses. A single seed of doubt planted early can grow quietly in the background, slowly undermining confidence from the inside. Keeping the goal private is not about distrust. It is about preservation. They are giving their dream the space it needs to become strong enough before they let the world see it. They have been burned before. For some people, the silence is not just instinct. It is learned behavior. They shared a goal once. They were excited. They told people they trusted. And the response was not what they hoped for. Maybe they were laughed at. Maybe they were told it was not realistic. Or maybe they shared it, received support, and then did not achieve it, and had to quietly face the awkwardness of everyone knowing they fell short. That experience leaves a mark. The brain files it away. It associates sharing goals with pain and embarrassment. And the next time a goal forms, that same brain quietly suggests keeping it private. Not as a strategy. As a protection. Because it remembers what happened last time. Silence keeps their motivation pure. Many high achievers deliberately keep their goals private not because they doubt themselves but because they want to answer only to themselves. When you tell people about a goal, you create external accountability. And that shifts your motivation from internal to external. You start working toward the goal partly to avoid the embarrassment of telling people it did not work out. The goal begins to belong to the audience as much as it belongs to you. People who stay quiet maintain full ownership. Their motivation stays pure. They are doing it because they want it, not because they announced it. And when the hard days come, that internal drive is far more durable than external pressure. They think in outcomes, not announcements. Some people are simply wired to focus on results rather than recognition. For them, talking about a goal feels like wasted energy that could go toward achieving it. Psychologists describe this as a difference in goal orientation. Performance-oriented people often want others to know what they are attempting. Mastery-oriented people care only about the outcome. They are not interested in the narrative around the goal. They are interested in the goal itself. The announcement is the least interesting part. The work is interesting. The result is interesting. What other people think along the way is largely irrelevant. This is not coldness. It is clarity. Their identity does not depend on being understood. Finally, and perhaps most deeply, some people simply do not need others to know what they are working toward in order to feel valid in pursuing it. Their sense of self does not depend on external recognition. They do not need someone to say that sounds amazing in order to believe the goal is worth chasing. Psychologists call this a high internal locus of control. These individuals set their own standard, track their own progress, and decide what success looks like. Other people's awareness is simply not part of the equation. This is often misread as secrecy or arrogance. But it is neither. It is one of the quietest and most powerful forms of self-belief that exists. So the next time you notice someone who never talks about what they are working toward, who keeps their ambitions quietly to themselves, do not assume the absence of a goal. Assume the presence of one that matters too much to risk. And if you are that person, if you have always worked in silence and revealed only results, your silence is not a flaw. It is discipline. The world will see what you are building when it is ready to be seen. And that is exactly how you planned it. Subscribe for more real psychology explained simply.